Hey guys, how's it going? So we're back with Songo. Consider this the part 2 of Songo. So for the first part, I introduced this beat by playing it sort of like this. Pretty simple. Alright, and I also put up another video of how I play it, which goes something like this. Alright, so the way I play it's a bit different. I add the 3 and A4 and A. Just so I can get away from sounding monotonous, because this, after an extended period of time, sounds pretty boring in my opinion. All right, now we're gonna build on from that. I do understand that the 1 and A2 and A3 and A4 and can be a bit complicated, but I just want to build on the basic Songo. So that way it can sound a little more fuller. And it's not going to be too crazy. All we're going to do is the following. Now, hi-hat starting 1 and 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. So instead of 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 and you're going to count 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. Now that extra A at the end, it's important. Now we're going to go into the bass drum. Bass drum's also simple. We're going to play that by itself. 1 and A2 and A1 and A2 and A1 and A2 A1 and A2 and A. All right. Now put that together with the hi-hat and the bass drum. It's going to sound like this. 1 and A2 and A1 and A2 and A1 and A2 and A1 and A2 and A. Remember, it helps if you say with your mouth 1 and A2 and A as you're playing. Now, jumping into the snare. The snare is where it gets a bit different. So instead of playing 1 and 2 and 1 2 and, remember, like I said, we have an extra A at the end of our phrasing. So it's 1 and A2 and A. All right? Now, on that, the snare is going to come into play. So instead of sounding like the basic 1 and the extra A is going to give it a little more filling. So it's going to go like this. 1 2 and so breaking that down, you're hitting the snare by itself. 1, A2, and A1, A2, and A1, A2. All right. The snare is on the A before 1, and it's on the and after 1. So 1, A2, and A1, A2, and A1, and A2. Now bringing it all together. 1 and 2 and 1. It sounded a little complicated, right? Very simple. All I did, instead of hitting the hi-hat, I just hit a tom or a snare. So what I did is 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 1. All right? So your 1 and 2, it doesn't always have to be on the hi-hat. You can switch it around the drum set. So instead of going like this, 1 and 2 and 1 and mix it up. 1 and 1 and slowing it down, but hear how it sounds pretty fast. All right, this is how I will play it. Remember, say it as you're playing it, so that way you don't get confused. 1 and 2. That's why I'm saying when I'm teaching Songo, I like to start basics first and then build off of the basics. So basically, take that for what it's worth. Now, very important, when you hit the crash and when you switch to the ride, it goes like this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and you hear that? So on that one, whenever you hit the crash, you need to hit the bass drum together. All right? Don't just play 1 and 2 and 8. Don't do that. It sounds bad. All right? Like I said, when you're gonna hit the crash or any cymbal, you need to have your bass drum. You need to hit it at the same time. So it's gonna sound like this: 1 and 2 and 8. Before I hit the crash, I kind of laid off of the snare. So I'm like, 1, 2, 8. I like to do that to give myself some time to think about what I'm going to play next. All right, now going to the ride. Same thing. 1,